I want to get things done. This forum and this whole election should be about getting things done. We have been waiting for a while. Let's start now. Thank you.
I'm Freddie Delarusso. I'm a candidate for re-election to the Medford City Council. Thank you, Jay. Thanks, Ben, for your efforts tonight in putting this together. And thanks to all of you for coming out tonight and sitting through this so long and hearing some of us go over. I'm going to be quicker. I'm coming to the end of my 10th year on the City Council. We've gotten a lot done in that time, but we're at the threshold for change now. And this election is about moving forward, getting enthusiasm, and moving Medford in the right direction. Throughout my career on the council, I've listened to a lot of people. We've made some changes and we've moved some things and made some progress. We've got to continue to do that. In my next term on the City Council, I'm going to continue to move us forward in making infrastructure changes in this city, getting water and sewer systems completed, and making continued improvements in maintenance on our city facilities. I want to see Medford find a better way to facilitate citizen requests, taxpayer requests of getting little things done on our corners, on our streets, in our neighborhoods. There's gotta be a better way to do it than what we've been doing these past years. And I want to make it my business to get that done. There's no reason why you should have to wait a year to get a sidewalk painted. There's no way that a crosswalk painted, I should say. There's no reason why you should have to wait to get cracked sidewalks repaired and curbs and ramps repaired. And we're going to find a way that's going to be forward-looking, web-based, app-based to get it done so that the services that you're paying for are delivered. And finally, I want to see economic development throughout our city, not just in Medford Square, but in all four corners and all the squares of our community. And it's got to start with the community and with the leadership of our community listening to all of you. Whoever our next mayor is going to have to sit down and listen and hear it from the people in a public forum so we can listen to your concerns and move in the right direction. David McKillop mentioned that he's a St. Anselm graduate, and I am too. The only years that I lived outside of Medford are the years I went to school there and was a member of the monastery there. Medford is where my heart is, it's where my business is, it's where my commitment is to all of you. I come from a family that has a long history of servant leadership. I continue that in my daily life. Dave, the first word in the Rule of St. Benedict is listen. Absculta. Absculta Ophelii et inclina cordis oris tui. Listen, my son, and incline the ear of your heart. These next 2 years are going to be for your elected officials to incline the ears of our heart to all of you to move Medford forward, and I want to continue to be a part of that. Please remember to vote for me and give me one of your 7 votes on November 3rd, Tuesday. Thank you all.
Hello, my name is Leonora Foro, and I'm a candidate for Medford City Council. I want to thank Tufts University and especially Jay Campbell, who did an amazing amount of work setting this up, to give us an opportunity to talk about the kind of candidates we are. The first thing I'd like you to know is that I'm running a self-funded candidacy and I'm refusing to accept campaign donations. Like many of our fellow Americans, I'm concerned about the increasing role money plays in the electoral process, including municipal elections. The cost of successfully running for office should not be so high that it becomes a barrier to entry for the average citizen, effectively shutting out people who have the commitment and will to seek public office but can't afford to do so. I hope to be able to demonstrate that traditional person-to-person outreach and campaign efforts are enough to get the message out to voters. If successful, I believe it will encourage other citizens to run for office based on their commitment and desire to serve, not the size of their bank account. That said, I'm running for City Council because I care about my fellow citizens, and it's an opportunity to make Medford an even better place to live for my family and all the other folks who call it home. In our strong mayor-weak council system, the mayor is the chief executive, and the city council's role is secondary, but very influential. The councilors are but a step removed from the average citizen, serving to amplify your voice and shape and vote upon policy matters of importance. Constituent service is perhaps the most important duty because it's the personal link with voters that confirms how government can work for us and instill confidence in City Hall. If elected, I will focus on constituent services and pay close attention to the needs and issues of importance to all citizens. I will propose campaign spending limits. I support expansion of the city's tax base by supporting local businesses as part of the effort to revitalize Medford Square and other commercial centers. I'd like to propose expansion of City Hall Plaza as the centerpiece of the city, a business and cultural nexus on the Mystic River waterfront. With thoughtful, careful planning and a comprehensive and inclusive approach, I'm optimistic that it can be done, even in this time of fiscal limitations. I strongly support preservation and expansion of existing green space for the benefit of all. Our city's abundance of open space, woods, and water is a tremendous environmental and economic asset and must be carefully managed in the face of growing developmental pressure. In deciding who to vote for, I'd also like to encourage voters to consider candidates not only by individual merit, but to think of City Council as a team that can work together and who will mirror our city in all its variety and diversity. Medford is a remarkable city with an extraordinary history, bountiful resources, and an engaged, informed, and diverse population. The people of Medford deserve government as good as they are. If elected, I will stand up for every citizen's right to good government with honesty and accountability, and I humbly and respectfully ask for one of your 7 votes on November 3rd. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is John Falco, and I'm a candidate for Medford City Council. My wife Jackie and I live at 123 Fulton Spring Road with our 3 sons, John, Joey, and Jack. All 3 are students in the Medford Public Schools. John is in 8th grade at the Andrews Middle School, and Joey and Jack are in 4th and 5th grade at the Roberts Elementary School. I have been a member of the Medford School Committee for the past 6 years and have been vice chair for the past 4 years. I'm very proud of the work my colleagues and I have accomplished. Among them are a $3.3 million technology upgrade throughout the Medford Public Schools, a $15 million renovation to the science labs at Medford High School, and the modernization of the vocational school to offer state-of-the-art program like robotics, engineering, and biotechnology. I decided to seek a seat on the Medford City Council after being urged by residents who believe that my professionalism and proactive approach will bring civility, accountability, and results to the Medford City Council. This is the most pivotal election in the last 30 years, as we are in the midst of political, economic, and cultural change. This is our opportunity to come together as one Medford to address these challenges. Each of us has an important voice to be heard and contribution to make towards the ongoing vitality in Medford. The foundation of my vision for Medford and what I will advocate for as your city councilor is built upon what residents have expressed as their hopes for the future of our city. As your city councilor, I will advocate for economic development. This includes improvements to our business districts by making them safer and more welcoming, such as improved lighting and safer street conditions for pedestrians and bicyclists. A review of our city ordinances to ensure that we are attracting and retaining the best stores and businesses, and appropriate funding and management of the Chevalier Theater. As your city councilor, I will advocate for financial and city planning, creation of a master plan that will position Medford to apply for local, state, and federal grants, and an overhaul of the budget process to create more transparency in regards to how each department plans and spends its yearly appropriated budget. As your city councilor, I will advocate for making government more accessible to the people. This includes a 311 system where residents can report problems and receive notification when they are resolved. I support a review of the city charter, and I promise I will have regular office hours where I can meet with you. As your city councilor, I will advocate for measures to protect our neighborhoods. This includes collaborating with residents to address concerns such as the planned Ever Casino, unsafe playgrounds, and the opioid crisis. Furthermore, I will work with residents to address traffic congestion and parking issues. Throughout the past 6 years on the school committee, I have earned a reputation as a leader who is proactive, professional, approachable, and a consensus builder who gets the job done. I promise that when elected in November, I will invest those same qualities as your city councilor. For more information, please visit my website, johnfalco.org. I would like to conclude by asking for your vote on Tuesday, November 3rd, John Falco. And I would like to thank Jay Campbell at Tufts University and Tufts Vote for putting on this event this evening. And I'd also like to thank all of you for coming here this evening. Thank you very much.
How's everybody doing this evening? Very well. That's good, that's good. You still awake? Yep. Excellent, excellent. Well, I'd like to thank you all for being here this evening. It does mean a lot to me, and I think it means a lot to the other candidates that are seeking elected office. And I'd also like to thank Jay Campbell and his team for putting such a great event together. They've done really a wonderful job. So thank you, Jay, and thank you to all of you for being here this evening. My name is Adam Knight. I reside on High Street with my wife, Allison, and our son, Ryan. And we're expecting our second child in December, a baby boy. I waited for the applause, I'll admit. I'm a product of the Medford Public School System, a graduate of Medford High School. I received my undergraduate degree from Merrimack College and my graduate degree from Suffolk University. And I have over 15 years of experience in state and local government. I began my career in government as an aide to the late Senator Shannon, where I worked on a variety of issues, including marriage equality, the Green Line extension, the long-term leasing of our state-owned and operated skating rinks like Flynn and LeConte, and the School Building Assistance Program, which resulted in Medford receiving a 90% state reimbursement for the building of its new schools. I then joined the labor movement as a union organizer, a field representative, and a contract negotiator, where I represented municipal employees across the Commonwealth. I represented the interests of nearly 4,000 people, negotiated more than 30 collective bargaining agreements, and I did this across the state at various government agencies and with various municipalities, where I've learned the different ways that services can be delivered in a way that protects the taxpayer, the worker, and the community. Currently, I serve as a conciliator and arbitrator presiding over workers' compensation claims. In this role, I facilitate the settlement of various aspects of litigation between injured workers and insurance companies. But I'm also very fortunate to serve as one of your 7 city councilors. And in this capacity, I embrace the philosophy that results are more important than rhetoric. And I think that over the past term, it's safe to say that we've seen a bit of both. But in all seriousness, there have been many results, like the $1.4 million Community Improvement Initiative, the opening of the new pool and science labs at MHS, the $12.9 million DPW facility that just opened, or the funding of the Crystal Campbell Peace Garden, just to name a few. Now, I'm very proud of these accomplishments because they show a commitment to public safety, to education, to infrastructure, and to economic revitalization. And when I first decided that I was going to run for electorate office, I felt that there was a need for Medford to invest in these areas because these are the key for Medford to reach its full potential. We've made some investment, but there's more work to be done. We certainly can do a better job. And I ask for the opportunity to continue this work. I've always said that I'm never going to be right about everything, and that's okay, because nobody is ever right about everything. And I've also always said that we're probably not going to agree on everything all the time, and that's okay too, because no two people can agree on everything all the time. But as your city councilor, there's one thing that you'll know. You'll know where I stand and what I stand for. And I stand for safe streets. I stand for great schools. I stand for strong infrastructure. I stand for vibrant downtowns. And I think that you do too. And that's why I ask that you stand with me, Adam Knight, number 3 on the ballot, on November 3rd. Thank you very much for listening. I appreciate your time, and I welcome the opportunity to speak with you when we go back to the service. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for staying this long. Should be over, but 3 minutes turns into 7, 8 for some. My name is Brietta Lungo-Kern. I'm currently on the Medford City Council, serving my 7th term. I'm seeking re-election for my 8th term. I am born and raised in Medford. I own a home in Medford with my husband, David Kern. We have 3 children, 7, 4, and 1. They keep me very busy, but happy. I am a graduate of Medford High School. I also went to Endicott College, got my BA, and got a judicial doctorate degree from Mass School of Law in 2006. I currently own and operate the law offices of Lungo, Kern and Collins in Wellington Circle. And with my business partner, Kathleen Collins, we've been open for over 6 years now, serving Medford residents and other communities. I want to keep this a positive note. As people that know the city council, people that watch, people who keep up with it on the transcript, they know I'm not afraid to speak out. I'm not afraid to say the negative things. I'm not afraid to ask for change and demand change. You know very well that I'm probably one of the three sometimes that tries to push things along. I've been fighting for the 311 system. I've been fighting for the grant writer. I've been fighting for a dog park, revitalization, that the plan we've paid thousands for gets implemented. I've been fighting for that, and at times I've felt defeated. But tonight I don't want to be negative, I want to be positive. I want to be positive about the changes that have been made. All of my colleagues and the candidates have spoken about it. Science labs, the new pool, the Field of Dreams. There have been DPW yard, there have been great changes, and I'm proud to have been a part of that. I am excited for change. I am excited for a new mayor. I'm hopeful that I will be able to work under a new mayor and these hopes and dreams of things that I've been wanting to put forward come true, because I believe they're gonna be. The atmosphere and what we're seeing even tonight has been amazing. Cachet, these community groups are forming, and it almost seems like they're forming now. People are ready, people are willing, and I can't wait to be a part of that. If reelected, I promise I will continue to do my homework and fight for the taxpayers of this community, the ratepayers. I promise to be honest and caring. I promise to be an independent voice and to always vote in the best interests of each and every one of the citizens of Medford, not vote because if somebody told me to vote a certain way. I promise to fight for what's right and fight for what's needed in our community. And I hope to be reelected to continue in the positive energy that we're creating and to that we can continue on in it. And I wish the next mayor the best of luck, and I hope to be able to serve with one of you fine candidates. Thank you all for coming. Thank you, Jay Campbell. Thank you, Tufts University.
Good evening. My name is Michael Marks, and I have dry mouth. I want to thank Jay Campbell. I want to thank Tufts University for giving us the opportunity to present our issues as members of the council. I am running for re-election to the Medford City Council. I've been on the council for 7 terms now, and I also served on the school committee for 6 years and was part of the building of what we call the new schools, which are 15 years old now. My wife, Lisa, and my family consists of my wife, Lisa, my daughter, Gianna, who's my oldest. She is a freshman now at Framingham State and a graduate of Medford High School. So if you don't see me eating out at local restaurants, you'll know why. I have my twins, Evan and Olivia, are at the high school. They're juniors at the high school and are receiving a terrific education at Medford High School. Back some years ago when I first ran for office, I was advised, you gotta come up with something big right before the election. And my wife gave birth to twins the day before the election. And it caught some headlines, and let me tell you, it was a big help. I'm not sure we're gonna be able to capture this year. Maybe poor planning, but we'll see. I just want to briefly get into the issues that I think are imperative for our community to move us forward, and also some of the issues that I've worked over for the last several years to move our city forward. The implementation of a 311 system is an innovative customer service system by which residents dial 311 to directly access city services, resulting in more timely responses from City Hall. That would be my first initiative. The revitalization of our 5 business districts is central to our success as a thriving community on the cusp of a new, innovative future. Economic opportunities abound, but we must make a proactive role in attracting new investment and charting the future of our community. The third, a long-term capital improvement plan is necessary to address crucial infrastructure maintenance needs on our roads and sidewalks, and also the overlooked public facilities such as our public library, the police department, our fire stations, The creation of a budget line item to address pedestrian safety and traffic calming initiatives such as raised crosswalks, widening sidewalks, and increased signage throughout the community is imperative. Also, and we have both candidates for mayor here, I've been pushing for a number of years for a volunteer office, an office that will centrally be a depository for all the different groups in our community to go under an umbrella and have one central focus with an office that can take all these particular volunteers. We have a wealth of knowledge within our community, from former teachers to building trades, and the list goes on and on, doctors, professors, and I think a volunteer office would go a long way in our community. Many, many years ago, if people have been around for a while, we used to have neighborhood crime watch groups. And I think it's an effective way to have thousands of eyes throughout the community reporting on issues or concerns they may have in their neighborhood. And I would like to establish the neighborhood crime watch groups, which used to exist in our community. One of the issues I will push forward come January 1st, if I'm elected again, is our Medford Arts Council does not have a home. One of the most important, in my opinion, one of the most important organizations in the community that unite the school department with the city in 3 minutes already? Wow, okay, well, give the Medford Arts Council a home. Also, myself and Councilor Penta, we offered the first resolve to put a line item in the budget for the arts. In the first year we put $10,000, we doubled it this year to $20,000. That was huge, and I think we can use our budget to create line items that will go a long way towards moving our city forward. I also created a dog committee park. We have 26 parks in the community. We have nowhere you can have your dog run free, and I'm getting off right now. And I'd like to talk to anyone in the back room about the dog park, thermoplastic crosswalks, raised crosswalks, and everything else that would make our community better. November 3rd, I appreciate your vote. Thank you.
Good evening, my name is Neil McSweeney. I am running for Medford City Council. I'm just going to take a brief second to enjoy this since I was the last one to find out that I'd be invited here tonight. I'd also like to thank whoever voted maybe around 7:30, 7:45 during the primary. It really made a difference. The last couple nights I was thinking about what was I going to say tonight, how was I going to deliver the message I wanted to deliver to all the people I haven't met yet. And I decided against writing a speech, and I just wanted to kind of talk from the heart. Thinking from the heart is kind of what got me to run originally. Like many of the other candidates here, I'm a born and bred Medford resident, as is my wife, as were my parents, as I hope my children will be as well. I did attend Medford Public Schools through high school. I was fortunate enough to attend Roger Williams University and receive my degree in accounting. The things that are most important to me are accountability and transparency. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of rhetoric and there's a lot of talk about what we're going to do when we get in office. But I'm more concerned about how are we going to do it. I've looked at the numbers and I've found that our property taxes have gone up consistently year over year in excess of 2.5% cash out of pocket. That's just to fund our operating budget. How are we going to make these payments on these capital improvements we're all discussing? I really think there's going to be some hard decisions that need to be made during the next 2 years. I know I'm capable of making them. I know I'm not afraid to stick my neck out when I believe it's right for the city. And for those reasons, I ask for your vote on November 3rd to be your next City Councilor of Medford. Thank you.
How we doing? Just open this up a little bit. Get things set. 3 minutes, right? I just want to thank Jay Campbell for putting this together, Ben from Tufts University, and the most important person that's in the room doing this volunteer, obviously, is Chris Donovan, our videographer. Thank you, Chris. My name's Bill O'Keefe. I'm running for Medford City Council. I'm looking for your vote on November 3rd. I attended St. Joe schools. I attended St. Clemens schools. I'm a graduate of Suffolk University, got my law degree from Massachusetts School of Law. I'm a practicing attorney, former member of the Medford School Committee, work for a bank and a financial institution where more or less manage money, know about fiscal responsibility, understand the accountability of auditing and communicating and making sure that money's financially transparent, not only to the shareholder and the investor, but also to the employees and the associates that work for the financial institution. People ask me, Bill, why'd you run for city council? And it's kind of ironic. I thought about it. I mean, I know there was a talk of change, and everybody wants to talk the word change. I'm not sure we're looking for change in the sense of change, but I think we're looking for problem solvers. I think we're looking for people that are leaders. I think we're looking for people that will give us the answer that we're looking for. Because a lot of these topics that have been discussed tonight and have been discussed over the years, they've been discussed for many years. They've been debated, they've been presented, and there's been a lot of great ideas presented by the community, presented by our local leaders, and somehow, some way, there isn't any resolve with them. So what I'm providing to you tonight is an opportunity to elect me, because I'm a person that leads leaders. I'm a consensus builder. I mean, one of the people that asked me to run was John Falco and George Cospelli, because I work with them well on the school committee. They know I was able to do behind the scenes. That was one of their big things in terms of reaching out to me because of the partnership that we were able to cultivate in order to move a lot of the school issues forward. A lot of these backroom decisions that get done for the best interest of the community. And the things that happen in public sometimes ain't the best presentation. But as we move forward with Medford, and I know Stephanie and Bob are here, we'll be looking to them for their leadership and your vote to decide who's going to lead us forward as we move Medford forward. Because I'm excited to see both of your 100-day plan for when you get elected. I'm excited to see that. I'm excited that the public's here to see that and hear it too as well. Because I think you both have good visions in terms of how to move Medford forward. And I look forward to working with both of you when the residents of Medford vote me to the Medford City Council. So I thank you for your time.
Good evening, Medford voters. My name is Neil Osborne, and I'm again a candidate for Medford City Council. As I look out amongst you, I want to thank you for coming out and for your patience. I will try to be mercifully brief without shooting myself in the foot, because I see some folks out there that may not know me from a hole in the wall. I've grown up in Medford. I've gone through Medford Public Schools. I am a practicing attorney. A friend of mine said, Neil, that's nice. Attorneys are a dime a dozen. But my resume doesn't stop there. Before I graduated Suffolk University Law School, I obtained a master's degree from the University of Massachusetts at Amherst in labor relations. But I'm smiling today because our city is at a crossroads. We understand that we're going to get new leadership in the mayor's office. But whoever is chosen, they must work with city council. They must work with the elected leaders that you choose. So I've come to the realization in the couple of minutes that I have that I'm not going to convince anyone with any magic words, but I'm hopeful that you'll hear something from me, see something in me, hear something in me, and know that positive change is going to come. I've done a lot of work in this community. I hope that you will have the energy when this is all over to come speak with me in the hallway. You've heard some politicians and hopeful politicians talk about a 311 system. That's one of my priorities, that the city has the ability to track concerns. I'm concerned about our charter review. It needs to be done. If I'm elected, I will champion that. And also, our community development office needs the resources to do the work for the city. Thank you for your time, and I hope you'll vote on November 3rd. Thank you.
My friends, neighbors, and all of those that made it past 8 o'clock. Change is coming to Medford. Soon, our city will have a new mayor.